But yeah, it was a full auto fest. So
Yeah, I can remember. Oh, so NAE was it?
NAE. I don't know. I've never
It's
been.
exactly the same. I've been twice. The first time I went, I only played like an hour of the first day of like the actual main game. The rest of it was just walking around, just having a laugh. Right.
Yeah.
The second time we went, we played for the first like 2 to 3 hours, and that was what I was on about before when we just had all that group sort of like working as like a patrol kind of thing, and it worked really well. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then for the because then we stopped there as we were leaving to go back to our like camping area. That's when we got stopped by the GLS guy. I can't remember his name was now. And then that's when we got through with all that stuff. We were waiting around, and then by the time we started doing filming, all like the game, like the main game, had finished for the day. So we went into the play area with the rifles and did the filming there.
Yeah.
Then the second day, it started absolutely lashing it down, and it felt quite surreal because it was still really warm. So we had like this jungle warfare kind of vibe going on, like going through all the bushes and stuff when we were playing. But yeah, we played more of the actual games second year I went. But yeah, it is mad, especially when you get in some of the areas where there's loads more people. Just actually get shredded. But no, it's alright. A lot of people say you don't often go for the main game, and you go for like the social bit. And I
I can
tend
see
to
that.
agree because it is quite a good event.
Yeah, I
think
can see that.
The year after that, I didn't go. I was going to, but I didn't. But that's when they stopped. I think they took away like most of the other vendors and stuff for 1 year. I don't know if they're going back to putting them back on again or not. But
I imagine if they don't have any other vendors there, they earn more, don't they?
well, yeah. I mean, they already got a lot because the amount of people that were buying stuff in the 0-1 tent was insane.
James, I've inboxed you about my battery. Let me know what I should do as do in the house. Yeah, I've been trying to catch up on the emails and stuff today. Obviously, it's the Monday is like D-Day with the emails. So I'm back on it tomorrow. So if you have emailed me, just bear with. If you want to get the email through faster, Romeo, just email to the info inbox because it's a lot cleaner compared to the sales inbox. So info@bespoke.co.uk comes straight to me, and I'll be able to jump on it quicker for you. So, but yeah, I mean, we had a good day. It was dusty, so I thought I'd just get the MWS like wiped down because you're rolling around on all the crap and all that, dry leaves that have like started to disintegrate.
Oh yeah, they just sort of like break up really easily into little pieces.
Yeah. And I've still got all the transport grease on this from when it was new, so I thought, I'll just
right, fair enough.
get this a wipe down first. And I've got to strip the KWAs for the custom builds. Start them tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got to pull the MTR apart, put a new hop arm in it.
Nice.
But yeah, if you heard that, Romeo, just send it to the info box and I'll jump on it tomorrow for you. But no, I was actually pretty chuffed because I'd ordered these Magpul bits on off Brownells US. And
yeah, I remember when you were ordering them.
Oh god, it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to come in time. And then literally,
and it came the day.
I had a notification on the Ring doorbell saying that like the parcel force was stood outside, and I was like, mate, please drop it in with next door. So yeah. Good thing about these, all the real gun parts fit. So
yeah. Well, yeah, that's the benefit, isn't it?
yeah. But yeah, so it was weird. It was where the site was. There's another site like right next to it. Literally, you can see both sites while you stand outside. And
okay.
the the site I was at probably had like what 70, 80 people there,
Yeah.
and the other site had like what looked like at least 250 people there.
Bloody hell.
There was loads of people there, but
Most of the sites down here have been limited to like 30-ish.
We
And that's
don't-
outdoors.
you don't go to the second site because it's just full of cheaters.
Oh, really?
It's
Oh,
like
right.
kids running around, you like dome them, and it's like, didn't it, mate? And they run off.
It'll be like,
So-
we saw a little bit of that yesterday, but I attributed most of that to, especially down here, that's the first time so many people have been to a game. They want to be in the action as long as possible. But I get what you mean. When you there's some sites that are notorious for the same people going
Yeah.
and the same people cheating and do this, that, the other. But I think down here we've generally got a pretty decent player base in terms of honesty. But like I say, people not being able to do it for so long, they want to be in the action as long as possible. I sort of most people were right with it. Like there was like the odd one or two where it's a bit like, but you get it anyway. It's just because we haven't had it for so long.
yeah.
And people just sort of forget, and they just, not in the right
I
mindset.
think that could be the problem with like why there was a lot of full auto, because people haven't been there for a while.
I
And
just want to shoot the mass amount of
just
things,
wanna-
because people are just spending money left, right, and centre. They got new toys, they got loads of ammo for it. They just want to let it rip, just on the first day back.
but yeah, it was just a yeah.
Yeah. It's
a,
not a day.
a box mag fest, shall we say?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Might as well have had everyone running an LMG.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
But no, it ran good. Really
Mm.
surprised. What's
Yeah.
weird is I'd reduced the barrel length, the outer and
Yeah.
inner barrel length,
Yeah.
and it was chronoing higher than a friend of mine's. He's just got like the standard, like the M4A1 carbine length
Yeah, yeah.
barrel, and I think the
Yeah.
barrels are shorter inside the barrel, so they're probably like about here. But this one's got
Yeah.
like maybe 2 or 3 inches less, maybe 4.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit higher, so I think it helps with the heavy ammo on the 3s that the shorter barrel definitely works. So
Yeah.
yeah, what I do want to do though is the points on the flash hide. I mean, this how PTW Art flash hide is absolutely beautiful, but
Mm.
my
They're
God,
sharp, aren't
you catch that on the back of your legs or on your thighs. You like crouch
Oh
down.
yeah.
It's basically like a knife edge. Yeah, so I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna round these off with a file.
Yeah. It always makes me laugh whenever I see my mate Jack. He's got something like similar to that on one of his TM recalls. It's just
Yeah.
like he will probably kill someone with it. It's fucking silly. Every time I ask him, it's like, why have you still got that?
Yeah.
He keeps debating whether he should keep it.
But no, it was an alright day.
Nice.
I probably wouldn't. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It was just one of them.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
just
it's
one
been a
of them.
while. People have just got like it, so it'll get there eventually. So.
Skewer soft. What's it called?
Yeah. Yeah. Romeo says, have you tried the Bushido Ray? And if so, how would you compare it to the Ares M45 XS?
If you're
I've not heard
talking
of that
about the
version.
M45 XS, like the premium ones, the metal-bodied ones, I'd probably say it's not as nice in the metals of the body and such. But they're nice guns for the price.
What is the Bushido?
It's like
I've not
I think it's done by Saigo Defense, and it's like
Okay.
it's kind of like a rebranded JG metal-bodied M4, but like a little bit better than your average
Yeah.
JG, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's they're alright. They shoot well. Mags work good. I like the P mags that they offer if that's the one that you're on about, because there's a few Bushido, so
Mm.
I'll have to.
I think it says the Ray, the REI. I don't know what if that's a specific one, but sometimes I can never keep up with like the different names for things.
yeah,
It says the Bushido I love, but I love the look of the Ares. Right, okay, fair enough.
I love my Ares. All the guns I have, I mean, I was predominantly taking like the gas guns, and Manda took the KWA, but I took my M45 as the backup gun because just I've got absolutely loads of mags for it, and it just seems to it just performs really well, even standard.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk crap about Ares, but it's not true.
I suppose does it depend on the platform? Because of some of the platforms they do
Yeah,
worse than
I'm not saying
maybe.
everything Ares makes, fantastic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like the M45.
Yeah.
I do indeed.
I just think they do some like quite interesting and different stuff, like the WA 2000, that sniper rifle thing.
Yeah.
That's quite cool. I like the look of that.
Yeah, they recently
it's
re-released that, and
yeah, I thought I'd seen something about that recently.
yeah, it's probably something I wouldn't use as a. I think it's more of like a collector's piece.
Didn't it have
than
that
anything.
weird like like the old style speed loader thing, like the tube? Didn't it have like that as a magazine?
Yeah, the actual mag that you think is the mag isn't the mag.
Yeah.
You got the mag
Like
in the
my
mag.
eyes.
It's not the mag, but you think the part that's not the mag is the mag, and you put it out as the mag.
In the mag.
And you can actually buy the spare mags, but the spare mags that you can buy are the ones that are fake.
Right.
Yeah.
Roman says, okay, what about out of the SMC9, the Ares, or the Bushido? I guess he's sort of like asking which one you prefer out of those three. SMC9, who's that again? That's
the G&G
gas pistol thingy.
Gas SMG.
Yeah.
I like the SMC9, but I just, in my opinion, I don't think G&G are even close to mastering gas stuff yet, especially with their pistols.
Because that's one of their first ones, isn't it? Or am I wrong in that?
No, they've done quite a few gas pistols now.
They've done a few. Okay.
When you compare them to other brands that make gas stuff, they're not on par. The best thing that G&G make gas-wise is the SMC9, don't get me wrong. I've got friends that love theirs. It's just perhaps not for me. I like it, as I can appreciate a nice gun.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't buy one personally.
Yeah, that's fair enough. George is asking, or saying, James, I was shooting my MWS this weekend, and the plastic hood on the end of my nozzle shut off. What does that do?
Which part?
It just says the plastic hood on the end of the nozzle.
Plastic hood on the end of the nozzle. 1 second, let me pull a bolt out. So, you know about this bit here? So it's going to take time for...
Yeah, it's going to take time to catch up, I think, on the stream, but it's not too bad.
I think it's just to simulate like a real bolt, but it's bound to do something. I imagine it positions the nozzle in the centre of the...
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. Because it has a return spring, doesn't it? So, yeah, it must do, probably. But I don't know.
Because, yeah, you've kind of got like a pistol nozzle behind it.
Yeah.
Like an SMG nozzle.
Yeah.
I would definitely replace it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
think you can get upgraded, like enhanced plastic ones.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely replace it.
If it moves about when it's not even in the gun, I should imagine it's probably got something specific that it needs to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just got other comments like Danny saying he loves his SMC9, then George saying his doesn't work, and then someone taking a piss and saying you have to put gas in it.
I know there's George was saying to me, it was missing a nozzle return spring, and then we checked a load and they were all the same. They only have one, so perhaps
okay.
The problem is they fit one, but they really need to be fitting two.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't own one, so
yeah.
I could always
maybe that could be your next project.
Yeah, I could always get one checked out, but
yeah.
I'm sure it's not like gas stuff. It's like a complicated system, so
yeah.
These MTRs are an absolute pain.
Yeah.
Relax, so let's take apart.
Romeo says, I think it's 2-spring with the downgraded nozzles. I'm not sure. I'm guessing, is that referencing SMC or? Oh, and then George says, well, the second nozzle return spring didn't actually remedy it in the end. Still not figured it out. So.
So I just mute my mic while I was tapping that off because it's a pain with the tool.
No, that's right. I thought it was a bit quiet. Did you get those?
Yeah. Hi, Brian. I mean, the best people to probably talk to are like huge G&G stockists or G&G themselves. Because we don't... I mean, the SMC9s are probably the thing that we do the most, but apart from that, we don't do a massive amount of...
G&G stuff?
No. So... Can't be anything too drastic, though.
Too bad. Yeah. Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? There we go. That chat box is better. Evening, Phil.
So, Big Brian and Big Phil in the house. Brian and Phil joined us on the last Gangster City event that we did.
Ah, yeah. I've always seen about them. I've never really seen. Well, I've never seen much, but I've always heard of them and just never looked into it much.
I've been trying. This is quite funny, actually. I've been using like some really heavy BBs with this MTR.
Yeah.
And I was having no luck on hopping them. Because you just run out of adjustability on the ARP unit.
Yeah.
And I put a nub in. And the amount of pressure that was applying with 4.5s.
Yeah.
Is
was it just laser beaming it,
like,
or was it just even worse?
It's like completely like skewered.
Oh, right.
You'll see it in a minute on the camera if it focuses. It's completely squished up, but got a lovely Lilacs part to go in.
Oh Christ, yeah, I see what you mean about that. Bloody hell.
You know what?
Oh no.
You know what really gets me about Lilacs?
What's that?
This part probably cost £1 to machine. Probably less than that.
Right. Yeah.
That's 30 quid. That part is £30. Now you get a Dytac one.
Yeah.
I think they're like 12, 15 quid.
Yeah.
That little piece of aluminium, £30. Absolutely astronomical. But
yeah,
if it means I can better use some heavy ammo, then shove it in there. Christ, this is gunked up. So you'll have to watch the chat for me because I'm a bit far behind.
I've got both up now. There's a few people liking the stream and stuff, which is nice. However,
What
I can't
are you,
see.
if you're watching, what are you watching on? Facebook mostly.
So currently I've got 21 on Facebook, it says, and 14 on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's a nice mix.
Twitch is a dead horse, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not on it. Let me open it up. But I'll do it on my phone.
Who wants to play a drinking? I think you should guys jump into HPA servers. We've done HPA. I've literally got an MTW downstairs.
It's just there's 2 on Twitch, but I've not got that one off.
I almost took my MTW the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, you know what?
Did you want to try
the
other
gun,
things for a bit?
the mags, the reg, the bottles,
yeah.
And I'd packed it all ready to go, and then realised I hadn't got enough gun cases because I was taking Manda's stuff as well.
Right.
And I was like,
I'll
you
just
know
borrow
what?
a couple from the shop.
I'm just gonna try. I mean, we took a couple of spare guns anyway, just in case the inevitable
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
But I was like, I'm just gonna try running one gun, and I took my short MWS out, and I'll be honest with you, I had one of the most least stressful games I've had in a while, because I didn't have to worry about other stuff. The gun just worked.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought I'd run out of, because I've ran my MTR before, but it's more of like a DMR. So I thought, oh, you know, running a smaller M4, I'm probably going to be running out of ammo real quick. And to be honest, I was all right. And I think I magged up each gas mag like 3 times on one fill of gas, and it just kept going. It just kept on going. He wants to play a drinking game. Every time he says yeah, we drink.
I think that might be me as I'm listening to your stories. I've just noticed myself doing it, so I think it's my fault. Some people are going to get pissed if they're following that game.
Good God. Just trying to get the gunk out of this hop. I use this for one weekend event, and it is like... It is raw.
It's absolutely lagged in gunk, is it?
It's a really nice barrel from Lilac, though. For the price that you pay. Trying out one of these Maple Leaf R hops, but it's not quite cut right for the MWS. Just see how we get on with it with this new hop arm.
Out of all the different hops that you've probably tried over the years, what like type is best? Because there's like R hops, S hops, and all this sort of stuff, isn't there? I don't know what's best for what. Or does it depend on the gun?
It does. So
yeah,
I have a system that I like in the KWAs. Brian's in the chat. He'll attest to this. That setup just seems to work, and nothing seems to come close to it in comparison. So I've got customers that have bought like sniper rifles, and they've had an upgraded KWA from me, and he's like, man, it just like outranges the bolt actions. It's like pointless. It's pointless to the point it's pointless using them.
Yeah.
So I like the KWA stuff. You know, it's if you set it up the right way with the right parts, it doesn't have to be massively expensive. And the results you can get out of it is just ridiculous. Oh, we've got hop straight away now. That is munched, that one is. So, but yeah, I'm honestly even contemplating now. And I know lately, that's like all I seem to bang on about is like MWSs.
Yeah.
I said to a buddy of mine, I was like, I'm literally tempted to get another one, have 3, and just get rid of a lot of my other guns, because I just don't see myself using. Apart from my KWAs, obviously I won't get rid of them, because I do enjoy my KWAs.
Yeah.
Just because they work. But yeah, I just don't see me using anything else.
Zero's asking, what are we working on, James?
This is my custom MTR. It's like a Geisley build. Would I recommend a GHK G5 as a first GVR? I mean, if you want to limit how much you want to spend, yes. If you want something that works in all weathers and a great performance, just spend the extra. I've never been overly impressed with GHKs. Or like the WE stuff. I mean, some of the stuff will work. I mean, I had good results when I fired a GHK AUG, and I did have a GHK AK the once. I've heard from many other gas blowback users, if you want to go gas and you want to go AK, you go with GHK. But Marui's bringing out their AKM soon.
Oh yeah, you're excited to get that, aren't you?
Oh, it's just going to dominate. But yeah, Zero. This is the Geisley DMR that I built. I don't know if this camera's going to catch up. So it's
my Facebook and YouTube, they're at different points. So
are they?
only slightly.
Depends what the latency is, I suppose. Cornwall. Isn't Josh's site down Cornwall?
Yeah. Hold on, say again. Does anyone know of any good sites down the southwest, mainly Cornwall, but willing to travel as moving down next month?
That's more
Whereabouts
a
are you
question
moving
for
to, Sam? Because I am in Cornwall, as is obviously, like you say, Airsmith's Josh. Best thing to do to get the list of sites would be to join the Airsoft community page for Cornwall, or just message me, Corey Cadwallader. This is a bit of a hard name, really. If I just type in the chat, you can message me, and I'll link you to the thing. Because there's quite a few down here, and there seems to be more opening up every other week, you would see. So the mine that's down here that's just opened up, they had their first game on Sunday or yesterday, and heard really good reviews from people. So should be interesting to go. Yeah, Sam, just message me, and then I'll send you a link to the Cornwall community page.
Yeah, you're probably better equipped to answer that than I am.
Yeah, well, it's just fair enough. Yeah.
I get asked in the shop all the time, like in the like the Slough area. What's the good sites around here? I was like, honestly, dude, I couldn't tell you.
Because you live like an hour away.
I live like 2.5 hours away. Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
couldn't even name a site around there. I think there's a couple of big.
So we've
sites,
got someone from Brazil watching on YouTube saying hello. It's Richardson. Zero's commenting about the Wii M4s and that they'll last forever if you take care of it. And we've got someone asking, how reliable is your delivery to the United States?
We don't do a lot of it, to be honest.
Yeah.
We have sent stuff to the United States, but it's kind of like we have to add an orange tip, and we also say that we have to get you to sign like a disclaimer, basically saying that that if it gets returned to us, that you lose your postage costs, because it's not up to us if like US Customs flip the parcel around and return it to us, because they've been known to do that many times.
Right.
So, but we can do it.
Zero's asking, thoughts on the new Canadian gas full auto shotgun? Is that the...
I don't like it.
Those 5 and 10 shot thing. Oh, this was the Space Marine gun shotgun that we were looking at the other day. Yeah, it looks odd, and I've already said to the guy that owns the indoor site down here in Cornwall, I should imagine that's probably not going to be at the site, is it? And he said, no, definitely not. It's just like, so if anyone turns up with it, then it's not going to be used. I mean, I think it would just make a lot of people rage in CQB.
Let's face it. I said this. You have built your own system. You've got this. Full auto shotgun, semi-auto shotgun, whatever you want to do. Perhaps they'll do different variants of it, I don't know.
Yeah.
You've designed your own system. You can make that gun look like whatever you want it to look like, within reason, within a size reason. And you've designed it to look like that. Yeah. It looks like you're holding a keyboard. Yeah. It literally looks like a keyboard shape. I love
the weird grip angle. Doesn't make any sense to me either. It looks awful.
I love the fact that they've like gone out there and designed something new and exciting, and hats off to them. That's brilliant. But my God, make it look at least half decent.
Yeah.
Because that thing just
looks...
It's
also $599. I'm guessing dollars as well, so that's quite expensive for what it is. We have someone asking, what size type of barrel, 6.03 or 6.01, etc., is recommended for a DMR build, James?
It honestly doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Would it depend on obviously the length of the gun and the type of platform, or not really? Obviously,
it will affect your power output. If you're using a 601 to a 605, you're going to get more. There's going to be a tighter seal around the BB going down the barrel. But the main thing you want to look for, you might have like a aluminium or like a Chinese made 601. But then you could have like a brass 605, and the 605 will outperform it because it's a more consistent barrel. So don't go for... I mean, let's say you've got a good... Let's say Lilacs barrels, for instance, stainless steel ones. We know they're good. We know they work well. They do 603s and they do 601s, so then you've got a choice to go slightly tighter or slightly looser. But honestly, just get the most consistent barrel that you can get. So... Lilacs Prometheus. Some of the Maple Leaf stuff I like. It's all right. You've got the edgy stuff, or I started doing the Jaeger Precision barrels, which are the stainless steel ones, which are hand lapped. Anything hand lapped is good news as long as it gets enough passes, because you're just basically making that bore so consistent all the way down the length of the barrel. So don't get like tunnel visioned whether you should go like 603 or 601. In this, I've got a 603, and the accuracy out of it is just remarkable because it's a well-made stainless steel barrel. I hope that helps answer it.
Right, let me go back to.
I could go and talk about barrels like all day long. It's it's an obsession.
What have we got? So we've got. I have a KWA Ronin 2.6, but been having mag compatibility issues. Mags are too tight in the mag weld. Do you know if the PTS EPM1 mags would fit, as they are said to be compatible and said to fit most guns?
I'm pretty sure they are. But
PTS EPMs tend to be very good for that.
What mags are you using to get them stuck? Because I've tested most mags in KWAs, and I don't think I've ever had much of an issue.
We've also got someone Russell's asking, what's your best selling pistol in SMG?
That is a good question. Best selling pistol at the moment, it's the Galaxies, but
yeah, I can imagine
it fluctuates all over the place. It depends what's in demand at that time. So like when we were doing, I'd probably say that AAPs were like a high seller because every time we had them in, they sold out.
They just sold out, yeah.
But we've just had like 3 batches of Galaxies, and every single time they've sold out. We've only got like black and silver left.
Yeah, Romeo's commenting saying, yeah, it's probably the Galaxy as well.
But that's just because it's like a new release and it's the fresh thing in now.
And yeah, SMG wise,
we've had a lot of people asking about Mac 11s lately, so we've been selling quite a few Mac 11s. Yeah,
interesting. But to be fair, I don't see many about, so fair enough. Zero says, thoughts on GBBR only Airsoft League?
GBBR only games I'd be all for, but league, I don't know about leagues. We've all had a bit of a tittle tattle about leagues before, just because it's really cringy. But if you're talking about competitive, if you were talking like competitive gameplay, I'd be all for it.
Yeah. Do you think it's because that's always been more attributed to like the paintball community with like league stuff?
Say again.
Do you think it's been because it's like more attributed to the paintball community rather than airsoft, like the league?
Yeah, but like paintball's been around a lot longer. It's a lot more accepted as well. A lot more people know about paintball compared to other.
Yeah, well, you got to think about how you describe airsoft to most people is basically it's like paintball, but this, and that's the most common used explanation.
Do you know paintball? It's like that, but not like it.
But it's like it, but it looks a lot cooler. Zero's also asking AAP01 versus the Norwich SSP18. I don't know if it means gas or electric. I assume gas because it'd be the same.
AAP01 every single time.
Tick the reasoning, but although I probably guess.
It's just you'll have such a better time with it. Trust me. I'm not saying that the Norwich pistol, because I'm pretty sure they're made by KJ Works, is bad. I'm just saying that for what you'll pay for it,
you'll have a better experience than what you have. Yeah.
I like to put like a steel hammer in one of mine because it had a hammer issue, but yeah, it's I don't know many people that have been like really disappointed with the AAPO ones, if any.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get this one here.
Romeo's got a good question. AAPO1 or Galaxy? Out of like those two, which one do you think is better?
I've been in heated debates about that, and people compare the two to each other, but they only compare the price. So it's like, well, you could get an AAPO one for like
you were saying about this before,
89 quid, and then like the Galaxy's 140 quid. It's like, oh, it's a rip off. Well, it's not. You're getting like a flat bladed trigger. You're getting a more reliable hammer system because the AAPO one early ones are renowned for having bad hammers. You're getting a CNC upper out of barrel / receiver, whatever you want to call it. You're getting a slightly nicer made bolt, the way it looks on the side. I think I said that in one of my reviews as well. You get, the rail sections in the box. So if you're building the exact same, let's say you took an AAP01 and you built it exactly the same as what a Galaxy looks like, you'd be paying at least over 250 quid. So the Galaxy is one of the things that you just built and you just run it as it is, type thing. The AAP01 has a better barrel and hop system, in my opinion.
Okay.
But then they made it so that the AAP01, so you could like lock the bolt back and you could put your finger in, you could adjust the hop without taking the receiver off.
That's
which was great. But then their upgraded hop system that goes in it, you have to disassemble the pistol to do it. It's just
right, so it sort of negated the whole benefit of the original.
And it doesn't need it. The amount of times I see people like chucking the upgrades like at an AAP01, and if you just shoot that gun out of the box, you can send 4.5s to like 70 meters. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of them. I love them to bits.
Carrying on from Declan's comment about the KWA Ronin T6, he was using neutral high caps and they were too tight. He tried some G&G mid caps I had, which were very tight as well, and some Ares Amoeba, which fit but were also fairly tight, so I looked at the EPMs.
Yeah, EPMs better.
I'd say EPMs tend to be better. I think it's because of the way they're designed, because didn't they sort of design them around a 416 magwell, which is a bit
not too sure.
more odd. I think that might be unless that was the case on
it's
the
also the thing like
recoil ones. I can't remember.
Let's say you've tried the Ares Amoeba mags. Ares makes so many different types of mags. They do like the A mags, which are like P mag styles, which are pretty good. They do a couple of different transparent styles. They do the ones with the pull grips at the bottom. To be honest with you,
those ones, then,
if I've got a lot of KWA stuff. If I was using a KWA T10 or a T6, I'd just use the KWA mags because they're solid.
The mags that I had when I first started, they were like some SEMA mid caps, and they were brilliant.
The added function you get with the KWA mags though is you get the extended follower. So when you're empty, and no extra rounds fall out the hop. So I just use a KWA. You get them in a box of 3. They're really really inexpensive for what they are. But EPMs, I mean, if you want to get as many rounds in as possible, and EPMs are renowned for being, reliable. So.
Mike is asking, I have a SEMA 515 that seems to have firing issues, fully charged batteries. When the trigger's pulled, nothing is engaging. Any idea what this could be?
Fully charged batteries, when the trigger's pulled, nothing is engaging. Is this on semi-auto or full auto? That would be the question.
It could be the case of, like we said about last time we were doing the stream, and it could be a manner of issues, really, I suppose. But
yeah,
don't know.
It's difficult to diagnose without more information.
Yeah, and without having it in front of you after.
Yeah. But sorry, I'm just like cleaning some guns off that I've used the weekend, so let's get these out of the way first.
Right, so what are you moving on to now?
Oh, my one of my favourite sidearms, which is the Umerix or VFC.
Oh, the 19X.
19X, yeah, I do love this pistol. It just works. It just works. You can't use anything. You can't use anything over a 2.5 in it as standard.
Yeah.
It's like no.
Yeah. Fire Team Zulu asks, let's say hi first. Any advice on upgrades for Crytek Vector? I find it terribly slack and would love it to shoot as crisp as my Scorpion Evo 3. That thing is amazing straight out of the box.
I think when I had my Crytek Vector, I literally just used it as it was. In fact, I had a fancy hot rubber and a barrel in it, and that's all I did.
Okay.
Because that's all you need to do.
Do you know which ones they were? Like just for a bit of reference point?
Just Lilac stuff. Lilac Prometheus purple booking and a Lilac Prometheus barrel.
Cool.
I sound like a broken record, but it's just good parts.
Mike says, in relation to his SEMA 515 that had firing issues, both sometimes fire one shot but then nothing after. So I'm guessing on both semi and on full auto it has a bit of a problem. So.
could be Trigger Mech. Like, is it? I can't remember if the 515, if it's one of the older ones or one of the newer ones. Because some of the new Simon stuff comes with MOSFETs.
Yeah.
I would imagine it's something to do with the trigger in the gearbox.
Let's have a look. See 115.
But that's what I'd probably do. That's where I'd start anyway.
Key mod handgun. Obviously, doesn't want to load the page.
It's always the way. You and,
Yeah,
you and your potato internet, eh?
Oh, it's the. It's because
I can hardly talk with my
blocks
potato
anything to do
PCs.
with like airsoft stuff, but other stuff it's like, nah, that's fine. I'm like, right, okay, that's a bit weird.
Is it not your own internet though?
No, this is I'm a mum's, aren't I? So I've not sorted out my own one, but I was gonna sort out some faster stuff, but only the maximum here is like 20 meg. I'm like, bro,
Oh dear.
so I can't get any better.
Where's the wine?
Doesn't say about.
Romeo, it's a Monday. I swear on these streams, people just want to see me get like.
It's usually Nicky,
smashed.
isn't it? But
You do that one. You get drunk that one time. People don't let you forget it.
Mike says his doesn't have a MOSFET.
Okay, so yeah, I reckon it'd be
So
the
it could
trigger,
be
the
an
trigger
older
bar.
one. Yeah.
I reckon it'd be the trigger bar.
Okay. Easy fix or no?
Yeah, should be.
That's right. I still recommend putting it to a tech because after stuff that I've done with guns, like, I took one apart once gearbox wise and never again, and that's why I always give it to somebody down. Because I'd rather just someone did it properly that knew what they were doing.
It's like a friend of mine
Zero.
today sent me a picture of his mate's
Yeah.
TM 416 Delta, and it was like in two halves, like at the back of the receiver.
Oh.
And he was like, apparently it just happened. I was like, they don't just spontaneously disassemble themselves.
Apparently they do.
They've like dropped something on
The
it.
fairies were trying to get out proper hard out of that one. Zero asks, oh no, he says the AAP-01 with Armor Works drum mag is overkill, best combo.
Yeah,
I can imagine it probably would be as well.
they're definitely deadly.
Hmm.
Definitely deadly. Got a really odd pitch
Zero's
stick up on these.
saying, yo James, the GHK magazine mod for more gas, would that work for Wii magazines as well? But that was a TM mag originally, wasn't it, that you
Yes.
were modding? Not a GHK
Yeah,
mag.
other brands won't be the same.
Okay.
It's just TM
So-
that fits them
yeah.
stems.
Yeah. So it's best that you've asked rather than gone and tried to do it, taking
Yeah.
something apart.
Sawing your mags enough.
Yeah.
No, it's just TM
I
mags that have
think-
that.
I think there was a comment on Twitch, but I've not seen it. What was it saying? It's something about an M4A, an Ares M4A1 with 233mm M-Lock handguard. They've asked which length of outer barrel should I choose. Now I'm thinking that's probably most of the comment, but I can't see it on here.
I
or on
would have it
YouTube,
so that the barrel ends just at the end of your
just the
rail.
flash hider
Yeah.
or muzzle device kind of thing. Yeah.
Depends what type of muzzle device you want to use as well.
Yeah.
Because if you want to use a suppressor and you cut the thread too short, and it's
Yeah.
one of those weird suppressors that doesn't allow you to.
To put it through the suppressor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, right. Okay then, so there are people watching on Twitch and asking questions, so I'll probably open that one up as
Yippee.
well. Yeah, I literally need a third monitor. Actually, no, I'll put it on my... Actually, no, I can't put it on my phone because it'll brick itself with battery.
All the
in 2 seconds.
monitors,
All the monitor.
like mission control up in this
Here,
place.
need to... I've got 3 streams and they're all muted. Oh god, where are the other 2 gone?
Yeah, I love this pistol to bits, but I hate the nozzle spring type that they've
Yeah.
used.
Mm.
It's that
where's
old
the-
KWA type, and it's better than the KWAs, but yeah, I don't like it.
Where's
But it's never caused an issue with this pistol, so
Well, that's always good.
it's always good.
Where the bloody hell? What's that gone? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's silly. Okay, I'll do it that way. For some reason, if you like split, right, so when you split the two things on a monitor, if it's exactly half, Twitch is like, and you're not having a chat box. I'm just like, what? So I had to extend it over part of the other. Fucking mental. Right. Connor is asking, are you ever going to get back to building that XR5?
Yes.
Yes. Good.
It's currently in my it's currently in my home workshop, and it's just one of those guns that I just haven't had an ounce of spare time to read, because it's not like a simple thing like taking it apart and doing this, that, and the other. It's like a full-on fabrication job.
Yeah.
It's got an well, I don't know if I got how far I got on the video series, but it's now got an under-barreled grenade launcher that pops down out of a modified GL06. It's got MOSFETs fitted, it's got fancy bits and pieces, it's got a Crytek hop unit,
Yeah.
I think it's got barrel and hop upgrades. So, do you ship to the US without any problems?
It's the same guy that asked earlier, but perhaps you didn't hear earlier. But
Yes.
if you just give your answer earlier to Rhino.
Yes, we can ship to the US, but probably best talking to us first. The quote that you'll get on the website might not be accurate, so we might send you a revised shipping quote afterwards. But yes, we have shipped to the US with success. But if for some reason it does get returned to us, because the US, I mean, we shipped one past the US and it went doing the rounds around all the states, and then they just returned it to us without even attempting
That
to
bit like
deliver it.
UPS in Poland, is it?
Yeah,
Same sort of aspect.
it's a bit like UPS all over the world at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I've closed Twitch because it said only one person was watching. That was me because I was monitoring it. I just decided to close it. If I see them, they'll pop up on the screen anyway. So I'll just have to keep an eye on that as well.
Yeah. Sound.
Cool.
Nice easy pistol to work on.
I've already been going for 50 minutes.
Have I?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
mental, isn't it? Well, 47, but
Clean 3 guns in 50 minutes. It's not too bad. Come on. Need to line up there. But yeah, we can ship to the US. It's just
it just can be a bit finicky sometimes.
yeah. They do actually have like an Allen key thing in here that you can put an Allen key in and like adjust the hop, but I just think when you're out in the field, it's not. Though it sounds like really easy to just like put something
It's
in
not.
here and
It's
turn it.
quite an
It's like, oh, I can just take the slide off and do it with my fingers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a non-feature.
Benefit if you're doing it on the range, like before, it's a bit easier, but yeah.
It's only one of the only pistols that's got like a real Surefire on, and it's only because I had the Surefire cheap brand new, because they're just so
Fair.
expensive. Honestly,
Yeah.
you see all these people
Oh.
like going. You see all these posts like people trying going, "Oh, weird Olight flex or whatever," or
Yeah.
something like that. Honestly,
Didn't look like an like blow up or like burn into one's face or something. A while
Oh,
ago.
I don't
And there was
know.
like a massive thing about it.
I bet you some like Surefires have done that before in the past that just nobody's aware of.
Yeah, maybe. Connor's asking one more thing. What's the best start to upgrading a TM MP7? Also, do you like the TM MP7 over the newer AEG models? I don't know if he's on about. I'm guessing he's probably on about the AEP, but if he is on about the gas, that would be handy to know. Your video experience on that is probably a tell.
Self-explanatory. Yeah. Go watch the MP7 series. I ended up trading the HPR one for an MTW.
I'm sure someone's probably made that work now, in their own time. But I suppose for you it was a bit easier.
It was working. It was just it wasn't one of those things that I because of how much time and money it spent me. I just didn't want to use it in a game.
Yeah.
Because you're still limited to the AEP mags as well, so
Yeah.
which can be a bit of a pain.
Zero's asking, do you think the industry will ever make reliable marker BBs, maybe chalk based? I mean, personally, I don't think they will,
No.
because it will just wreck the insides of your gun. and it would just look horrible. I mean, you have to do a lot more maintenance.
It's just like
Which is
you've
great.
got you've got reliable BBs that you can shoot and use every time with no issues. It's just like, why, in my
Yeah.
opinion, why make the system more complicated? You know,
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
yeah. Peace is saying hello. How are you today? He's like, yeah, all right, thank you. I think. How are you?
Yeah, not
Hope
too
you're enjoying the
bad.
stream.
Another busy day, but
Yeah.
if I do mute my microphone, it's because I'm smacking something with a hammer.
No, that's fair enough. Is that hint? Is he about to?
Probably.
Mike asks, what's your thought on a double eagle M904 fire control? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, they're pretty good guns. We have to downgrade them because they're hot, but yeah, they're good guns.
Okay, fair enough. Vesco is asking, do I need to install an active brake MOSFET to stop overspinning of the gears?
Ooh. It's technically no. It depends on the gun you're using, the parts you're using, the spring power. I mean,
Okay.
there's a lot of variables there that could be causing that.
Yeah.
The simplest way to fix it is if you're using 11.1, just go down to a 7.4.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. I say I was always told that LiPo-wise, you can run a 7.4 fine without any MOSFET, but if you wanted to run an 11.1, you should always have some form of MOSFET in the gun.
No,
That was just basic sort of stuff that I was told to follow.
that's false.
Yeah. Oh, is it false? Is
Yeah,
it?
it depends
Yeah,
on
that
a
was
lot of
always
things.
just
So like,
something I heard. So.
let's say you're in the US and a lot of the guns run on higher powered springs. You're less susceptible to problems because of the way the system works.
Yeah.
So it's all about the timing of the gearbox. So let's say you had a really powerful gun, you were using 11.1 lipos, but then you put a really weak spring in it afterwards. ASG had this problem with the carbine Evos because they had really long barrels, so they fitted really weak springs, and then Evos, which everybody used to run 11.1 lipos all the time, because they fitted a really weak spring. People went to the carbine, started using 11.1 lipos, and actually were like, "Oh, we don't recommend 11.1 lipos." It's like, yeah, because you put a stupidly crappy weak spring in it. You know what I mean? It's like the worst way to do it. So then they started recommending like 9.6 life or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they backtracked a lot, even though like on all their websites it was like 11.1 lipo. But it's like you're interested in that new Secutor Aquila.
Oh yeah.
And I was telling you we'd had some problems with the Ares LMGs. And it's because they've designed the gun to run at 1.5 joules. That's what we ended up sending all our Ares LMGs back.
I remember you saying before, yeah.
Just because if things don't hit the mark, then they need to go back to the suppliers, don't they? So.
Well, yeah. There's no point keeping it in stock and then selling it, and then customers complaining at you.
Yeah. So, and it just turned out that it was sort of a regional thing. So they'd fitted. The gun was designed to work at 1.5 joules, and then when they put a really weak spring in it to get it down,
It just didn't work.
there was feeding issues because the timing wasn't right. So it was double feeding.
Okay.
So when they put a spring in back up to 1.5 joules, the guns were perfect. So what they're going to do now is they're going to redesign the gun to work like it'll be working at 1.5 joules, but they'll find a different way to get the FPS down. Yeah.
Okay.
So it sounds really complicated, but I'm probably just not describing it very well.
No, that's fair. Romeo is asking, are the internals of the Bushido GI all black model same internals as the Bushido Ray? And if so, can you manage to get me one in stock, please?
Bushido GI,
all black model.
same as the Bushido.
Again, I've not seen any of these, so I don't know what they're referencing to, but it's probably more of a
let me have a quick look
perhaps
on
an email or something. Perhaps.
quick look on our website.
Probably on
I can check it when I'm next in the warehouse. Bushido GI. So pretty sure one had plastic bodies and one had metal bodies. But I think there might have been different OEMs, but I'd have to check.
Okay.
Saigo.
Whilst you're doing that, Zero asks, who else is excited for Battlefield 6? I know I personally am.
Have they said anything more about it?
They've not had any proper like reveal trailer or anything yet. obviously there's been leaks, this, that, and the other for the longest of times. The most sad thing that I've seen though recently is that potentially it's not on like Xbox One, PS4,
Yeah.
which is gutting because most people can't get them at the moment anyway. Like the newer ones, it's like they're going to be limiting their player audience there. But I'd rather they don't limit themselves in technology, and they put it on newer stuff,
Yeah.
so it'll work better than limiting themselves with older stuff.
So basically, I think they're the same OEM, but the new Bushidos, like the Ray and the U and the other one I can't remember the name of, they're like metal bodied and they come with PMags and I think LiPo batteries and chargers, and the older ones were plastic. So
yeah,
if you're not too bothered about metal bodies, then you should be fine with either. Let me just get rid of that now. So
Jordan's. Sorry, carry on.
No, I'm done.
Okay, yeah, Jordan's saying best option for a 416D AG wise. Currently look at the Yuma X and getting it heavily modified.
Depends what you want from it.
Yeah.
If you want a normal AG, the Yuma X, like VFC ones are good. I've had a few over the years. If you want something with like the bolt stop on empty and recoil, then nothing beats the Marui. Again.
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Hate to sound like a fanboy, but it's true.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Rhino is asking, what is better for the money, the AW VX0201 or the Elite Force Glock 18C?
God, it's like a different brand stuff.
Yeah.
You're talking different platforms, so it depends what you can get the pistol for. I like the VFC like Elite Force stuff, and they're a bit snappier on the trigger pull, and they seem to be more efficient sometimes. But then your Armor Works is basically a WE. It comes out the same factory, but that doesn't mean they're bad. It just depends on if you want to go for like a more standard looking Glock, or whether you want it to be a little bit more fancy pantsy with the modern styling. So
yeah,
I hope that's helped.
Okay. Vesco is saying Ares Amoeba AM008 convert into a DMR, powerful spring M170, 14.4 60C battery with EC5 connector. Motor is Infinity 30K. Learning to tech through experimenting. I think this is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is in relation to his MOSFET overspinning comment, I believe, possibly.
Yes, you cut that battery down. Yeah. You basically you're overspinning because your gearbox is turning faster than the system can detect and sort of slow down and stop. I mean, active braking could help, but I would just first try going down to 11.1.
Yeah, I've never heard of anyone using much more than an 11.1, like so that was a bit of a surprise.
Using like a 14.8 and using a 60C, so some like 7.4 60Cs will outperform rate of fire wise to an 11.1. It's just the discharge is high, so you've kind of like overshot the standard with the battery. So it's I'd start there. But if you're experimenting, then why not try it with different batteries and see how you get on. So you can only have one pistol and main weapon to use for now. From now on, what would you pick? That's easy.
I think I know your answer.
That's easy. It'd be a Tokimori MWS.
And your 19.
I like my 19X pistol, probably a bit more
19X,
difficult.
sorry.
I like my 19X. I like.
AAP.
AAP. Yeah, I've got a couple of them. I've got an FNX 45, which is probably my longest owned pistol ever.
Yeah. Are you much of a high capper fan? Because most people down here are high capper like
I
mad.
can appreciate a high capper, but
Yeah. I've never
I've
been
owned,
big
I've
on
owned
like
some
the
really
1911,
expensive ones in the
2011
past.
platform personally. I've always been a Glock
See,
person.
1911, I suppose you'd have to say, like, you'd have to work, like, oh, if you were going to have a Glock, what would you have? Or if you were going to have a high capper, what would you have?
Yeah.
I think the only point going, if you're going to go with 1911, you have to go, like, a CO2, like KJ Works or something, like a Secutor. Nothing else really comes close, in my opinion, in terms of, like, how it performs and the efficiency and stuff, so... It
What's
depends
end
on
up
the
nice as
brand.
well then.
Yeah.
So.
I've had plenty of high cappers over the years. TMs are just great. I do like the split slide, the red split slide from Armour Works.
Yeah.
I do like that pistol. It's like my guilty pleasure, but again, I used to have a lot of pistols. I used to have more pistols than rifles, and it's like it's gone the other way now.
Well, I think it's because it's easier because they're easier to store like around.
That, and I think they're less expensive, so you're more likely to collect pistols. They're a lot of fun to shoot.
That's true as well. Yeah.
But then you get to a point where you're like, well, I'm not really using anything other than this one pistol, so you know, what's the point? So yeah, it's a terrible question to ask an airsofter because I'll never give you a straight answer.
Especially one that has probably easier access to all of it than anybody else, given a shop owner.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Romeo said 501 and then thumbs up, but I don't know what that's referencing to. There must be an earlier conversation, perhaps. I can't think of what it would be. Declan saying, I got the EMG John Wick 3 Combat Master and I absolutely love it.
Yep.
They do look cool, but I do prefer the John Wick 2 main pistol, which was the G34.
We've just had the Recon Island ones back in stock?
Oh yeah, the
floating.
Yeah, they have a slightly different slide, don't they? With like a, I can't remember how it's designed. Is when I first saw that,
it's got like the iron sight
it looked
fixed
quite
into the
interesting. I
barrel.
hadn't seen that before. Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. I've never seen that before. Quite cool. But yeah, as much as I think the high capper or like that the 2011 platform used in the third film is cool, I do prefer the G34 from the second film.
Good old John Wick.
Yeah.
I'd probably say that's probably one of the most popular pistols at the moment as well. Still.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah. Yeah.
People seem to love them.
I think they're filming. I think they might be filming 4 at the moment, or only just started. But I think there's works for 4 and 5, so film-wise. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
To be fair, when I first saw the first one, I wasn't expecting anything past that. To be honest, so it's been quite cool to see anything past that.
Yeah.
Oh, Romeo's on about the Army Armament R501. Is that pistol? I'm assuming, maybe. Not sure.
Yeah, it's high capper.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
It's like the Costa Comp carry.
Okay.
Putting a heavy spring, I'd definitely say the 300 to 100 helical. Probably going to be your best bet. But again, if you've got access to both, you can always try both. These pins are a pain on the KWAs. Never want to come out.
I remember you said, I think you did this last time on the when you were doing the other one.
Yeah.
And you had the same problem.
Get in there! You get in there and you stay in there and you think about what you've done.
Oh dear. Right, I am going to go and quickly get a drink, so I should be back shortly.
Alright. But yeah, Army Armament R501s. No problem. Don't mind. It's always one of those questions that asking what's best is always like a bit of an open-ended question, but like I say, always test it yourself, see how you get on. You can always change it if you've got access to other parts. What necessarily works for you won't necessarily work for someone else. But thanks for tuning in. So, a lot of questions here tonight, guys. Appreciate it. A lot of people viewing. If you've just joined, I'm just stripping down some KDWA Mod 3s that are going to be custom laser engraved and cerakoted, then built back up with, gate MOSFET, better piston heads, Lilac barrel and hot rubbers, which are going to be going on the bespoke website soon for sale. We're doing 2. We've done 3 total. If you missed the last week or the week before's live stream, I can't remember which one it was. It was we were building one and we finished it, and it ended up being Manda's new main rifle. I completely agree with the P30L. The P30L is a beautiful pistol. I would definitely pick one of those up. Ares L85 3 deluxe editions or just the standards. So we've got the standards in already. I think we've sold pretty much most of them. I think we've got 1 left in stock. The deluxe editions will be coming in. However, Ares are like a bit naughty with it, so they were showing the Elcan optics with the red dot, the shield red dots on top. The one that they were showing was a real one. So the one that's going to come with it, I don't believe has the red dot on top, so they're a bit naughty like that. But that's what they've told us, that the red dot's not included. So, but if when the deluxe edition is available, we'll definitely stock it because they've sold really well on the website. Zero, you've been following the stream since the Zero Striker Day. That's like 4 or so years ago, so 4 or 5 years ago maybe. So appreciate the loyalty to the channel. You've probably watched it grow as much as I have, because we were like looking at a few hundred subscribers, and then it was 1,000 subscribers, and then towards the end of last year I think I had 6,000 subscribers, and then over the past like 4 or 5 months the channel's just like skyrocketed up to like I think we were just shy of like 21.6k or something like that.
You're on 21.8 at the moment.
Ooh.
That's right, I'm just going to mute my mic again.
You lurk in the background, you lurker.
Well, I have a wireless headset, so I could hear you all the way upstairs.
Oh, okay. As long as you're not sitting on the toilet. Doing a job.
I'm not like that.
Andy likes to do that as well, sit on the toilet. I remember being on a video call with Andy on Facebook, and I can't remember what we were talking about, and I was doing something like in the workshop, so I wasn't focusing on my phone, and he just shouted all of a sudden, "Oh God, I've just shown you my dick." It's like what? He's like, "Oh, well, you're not watching the screen." I was like, "No, I'm busy like building this gun." He was like, "Oh, thank God." It's like I was having a wee and I accidentally dropped the phone. So, no, I'm glad then. I'm glad I wasn't watching. A little bit of could have been scarred for life then. These front pins are an absolute pain in the backside. So, have you tried the Lancer Tactical LT33? The one that holds a stubby mag in the stock. I saw it at IWA quite a few years ago, but I've never seen it in person. Whoa! What just happened to the stream then?
What happened?
Like all the comments went crazy for a second.
Oh, I think someone put a comment saying they were on the toilet, and then it just disappeared instantly. So I think that might have been your problem. Oh, yeah, okay, nice. They're all going through it now on this. I just saw it on the screen then.
You're seeing what I saw, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the toilet. Oh, nice. Don't forget to wash your hands. Yeah, these front pins are an absolute pain. But will the spring come out? No, it's not going to come out. Oh, this is where it gets really aggravating trying to get this spring out. To thread one of the screws in there and then pull it out with some pliers. Like so.
Rhino's saying he has the P30 AEP with a John Wick custom compensator. That was one thing I did forget about John Wick pistol wise. I can remember the name of the from the first film, but that is a nice one.
So that is a fully stripped down receiver. Really
Very
good.
nice. Zero asks if there's any news on the Desert Tech MDX.
MDX. Do you mean the bullpup? Was it the MDR? I can't
Desert
quite
Tech
remember.
one.
Yeah, I know Silverback were doing the bullpup, which was like an AEG, and it was like using some crazy configuration of parts.
Yeah, I think it is an M. Oh no, there's an MDR, and then there is something about an MDR X, but I don't know. Let me have a look.
It's been in like being built for god donkey's years.
Years. I saw a post or like a thread about that somewhere else as well the other day.
I'm hoping
It's
they're taking their time because they just want to get it right. Which, if they are, you know, fair play to them. If it's took, let's say it's took this long to make, and then it releases and it's a flop, or it's something's wrong with it, then it could be very bad.
Just loaded up the Desert Tech website about the MDRX, and it's loading like it would if you were using dial-up, like slowly doing a picture from top to bottom.
Is that your potato internet though, or is that their server?
I think it could be a bit of both. I think the MDRX is a smaller version of the MDR. I'm not sure though.
Well, let's hope they
Possibly.
reveal a version.
A version, yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Be nice for them to bring at least one version out.
Yeah, he said it was a bullpup, but yeah, we were pretty sure it was a bullpup anyway, based on the company and their other stuff. Romeo says, "Are you planning on stocking HBA gear soon?"
Yes.
Good.
Simple answer for you there.
Good. Good.
I think the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing like bottle refills and stuff, and we're going to be stocking bottles and regulators and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on and start, you know, doing other bits as well. Is this screwdriver the right size? I don't think it is, but we'll see. There we go. So I'm kind of contemplating whether to do the same colour that we did for the last one, or make each one its own unique thing.
Yeah, have one of each in the UK kind of thing. That'd be quite cool.
But that colour's lovely that we did.
Yeah.
It's so nice. I think it did get a few comments on Saturday when she was using it. But yeah, she had a good day with it. It was worked well, and to be honest, that gun's going to be less upgraded compared to the ones that we're doing for the website. So, is anything to go by? It's going to be smashing.
Oh, Haribos.
So, is it warm by you today?
It wasn't. I don't know. It was a bit of a mix at work. It was either really warm or it got a bit windy and a bit chilly. But
yeah,
here at home it's been a bit warm. Yeah.
Cooking at the moment. We ain't even in the summer yet, and I'm already cooking. It's like 20 degrees in Slough today.
I'm pretty confident that Rhino's caps lock button is stuck or something. But he's asking best motor for a AEG DMR build, SPR Mark 12 Mod 1. He's looking at doing.
Best motor.
Hmm.
Well, we'll see how this. We'll see how this goes. This little sample I've got here. I do need to get around to testing this because I dare say they're going to start chasing me soon. But
Yeah.
which is the Warhead Industries brushless.
That's what. Yeah. That's what you put one of those in the other one the other day, didn't you?
I haven't put one in anything yet. This is the first.
Oh, I thought you had put it in the gun that you built on the last stream for.
No, not
Unless I
yet.
was. Oh no, you showed the box. And that was it, didn't you? I remember rightly.
So brushless motor. When you turn it, you can feel how positive the poles are. The magnets.
Yeah.
So this will be cool. I'm gonna try it. He sent me the sort of the mid-range brushless.
Mid-length.
Yeah.
Okay, mid-range.
Because they do like a slower one, a mid-range, and then they do a fast one.
Okay.
But I think somebody was saying that they got like weak tabs on the motor, didn't they, or something?
I'm not sure. I can't remember now.
Other than that,
Possibly. I think they did say something about it, but I think did they say it was fixed pretty easily or something? I can't remember.
other than that,
It was
get
a while
something
ago.
that's that high torque for a DMR. But I've had really good results out the SHS motors, and they're cheap. They're like £40, like $60 or something like that. Really good.
Yeah. I think in my SR25, I think we had like a ASG 30k boost motor or something. I don't know what it. I don't know. I'm not massively into Matech anyway. I just remember it from the list of stuff I had to buy.
Don't worry, we won't hold it.
It was on the
against you.
invoice. Yeah. It's alright. I keep people like you in business that way. Being able to do tech work.
I think they've properly threadlocked this on because I can't get it off.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. It's that stuff that they like to do. Let's make it difficult to take apart.
Zero saying away with MEDs already. Too many Mickey Mouse bang bang arguments.
MEDs?
Minimum engagement.
Oh, I see what you mean. So I thought he was talking about a gun still.
No. Shit, well, he has an MED. Like, talk about MDRs, all these acronyms.
All these acronyms flying around. Oh, bloody hell. Come on. Oh, I hate these split pins as well. You won't believe there's so many parts on one of these rifles, but that's one strip. So I'm gonna have to take that apart in the vise. But yeah, CCI 22 TPA high torque is what I'm running right now. Thought I'd upgrade. That's a pretty good motor there, to be honest. It's not like you're running something bad. But I think the only way you can go up from there is brushless, to be honest. I think there'll be a point where brushless becomes the norm.
The standard. Yeah.
And
So, just for the uninitiated and the stupid, what's the benefit of a brushless one over a standard motor?
so
Because I generally
with a
don't know.
standard motor like this one I've got here, you've got magnets on each side of the motor, and then you've got a stator in the middle. And
Yeah.
on the top you've got your. I have to apologise if I get these names wrong because I always forget. But you got basically your comm on the top, and then on each side you've got what they call a brush. So it's like it's this piece of metal with a wire on it, and basically that contacts the comm on each side. So you got your positive and negative that are basically touching the motor, like pinching at the top, and then depending on which part of the commutator it's on, is what attracts or repels the stator to the magnets. That's what gives you the turn. So with a brushless motor, you don't have these brushes contacting the motor itself. So there's a lot. Obviously, I'm really dulling it down here, but
that's all right.
basically, without that contact, you've got nothing to wear out, and they can spool up a lot faster. And when you've got you've got like two poles of the magnets here, and you've got let me see. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, roughly six like notches on the motor as it turns around.
Yeah.
So it basically as it goes round, and they attract the magnets. You can tell I'm not a motor expert, but obviously on the brushless one you've got, I think I counted like 12 different times. So you've got like there's the steps between the turn of the motor. There's a lot more to them. It's why the motors on the Teslas are like really smart, because they have so many steps in the motor as it goes round. I think the Teslas actually use the steps in the motor as a type of traction control compared to they can direct certain like degrees of turn to the motor that powers the wheels. Again, probably talking like a caveman here, but it's definitely interesting stuff if you want to learn about it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, basically it comes from like RC car stuff.
Yeah, well, I suppose that makes sense, doesn't it?
If you were to run like an RC car on like a normal style motor, and then you could put a brushless in it, the difference is just like so vast. It's ridiculous. But yeah, originally you buy these brushless motors from like a company in like Japan. I think they're like £400 or something silly.
Bloody hell.
But those ones I think are about 150 to 200-ish. I think. So.
Yeah, so it's slowly coming down the better sort of like it's getting kind of thing. More common it's becoming.
They were being very like, what's the word? We can't tell you this information, that information about the motor. It's like a trade secret.
I remember you saying, it's like, we'll just take it apart then.
It's like I've got to like review this thing and tell people what's good and bad about it. It's like, what do you want me to say if I'm not allowed to say anything? But yeah, it's all good. Parts ready to reassemble. Hoping if we can get this done, we can reassemble it on like another stream and be able to see what they're like. Probably won't take the other one apart on stream because people get bored. Right, so some bags. Knocking everything over now. Yeah, I learnt the hard way. Always bag up your parts, because you'll come
try
to
and find something else afterwards.
Yeah, you'll come to find it like, shit.
That would explain why whoever had my rifle last, they haven't got like the whole recoiling and like sort of the bit inside the TM recoils where the actual goes back and forward like the mock bolt kind of thing.
Yeah.
Don't have that in there. And the charging handles basically wrapped in lecky tape just to keep it in the top of the receiver. And yeah. So that'll be a bit of a cost to sort. Yeah. Because when I first had it, I was just like, I'll just see about the hop up, and then it just sort of like the entire charging handle came out. I was like, what the bloody hell's gone on here?
Yeah.
But luckily, it's not a massive problem. It's just that little bit that's sort of just missing, but it doesn't bother me. So
I can do. I'll probably do the. Got to measure the barrels because I've got to make the barrels. We've got to turn the barrels down even. Getting this stuff in stock is a fucking nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
So like this one's longer, you see. So I have to turn it down. But I have to measure that and do it when we do the Cerakote stuff.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be here all night, Duck. do benefit from a hop upgrade. These KWAs, they're a bit basic, bitch, out the box.
One of those, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah. I think we discussed it last time, didn't we?
we did.
Just for the gun that it is, and yeah, they could have come with something a bit better. For the cost of what it is, like the part that needs to be improved is probably one of the cheapest parts on the gun, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, they can't just do that from the factory, I don't know. Shall we make this gun much better than it is just by changing one simple cheap part? Nah, just get them out the door. Let the Westerners worry about it. Probably sat there thinking, you know what? We don't have to, because if we fit a bad hot rubber,
Because we didn't have the rules for it.
they'll still buy it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's the thing that.
But yeah, it's very oily, this one. I really do like the handguards they make. Quite nice for a standard handguard.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? It's sort of like the way it's longer at the bottom than at the top.
Yeah. But it's much better than their old key mod styles.
Yeah, I don't like cheese grater. It's
Oh, key mod, man. What were they thinking? The more I look at key mod, the more I don't like it.
Yeah, that's why I never liked the when they did the new A3 for the LA5, I just looked at it, I was like, what is that? I was not not keen on the key mod.
But yeah, we've got max model piston heads to go in. Forgot we're fitting nice triggers. Got some C-style speed triggers to go in there.
Okay.
Prometheus rubbers, Lilacs barrels. Obviously got the custom engraving as well. If I had the one that I'd already done, I'd show you on camera, but it's downstairs in a gun box somewhere. But yeah, if you didn't watch the last stream, just go and check that out, because that was pretty cool. The end result of it was really good at the end.
Yeah, it would look really nice.
But
is there much on it attachment wise now or not? Because I just saw it plain, I think.
It's pretty much plain, yeah.
Pretty much plain
I
stuff.
was going on about a red dot sight. I was like, what do you want a red dot sight for? Yeah. It's all about the gas stuff now for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's annoying because I put all these nice bits on. You have one skirmish and it gets scuffed up and like dirtied up.
Battle ball.
Perhaps we should do some custom ones of these as well.
Oh yeah, that looks proper nice. Just as it is, just with the furniture on, it looks so nice. It's not often I see green furniture, to be fair, like OD stuff. It's quite an interesting change.
It's obviously the rail's off because it's anodised, but I mean I could coat the rail to be like the same OD green, but I think Magpul OD green is darker than normal OD green.
Right. Do you think is that because it's like the plastic material is different or something else?
I think it's just the colour. Like I've got Cerakote OD, normal OD green, and I think they do like a Magpul OD green as well. So I think they've got like their own
so
blend.
They realise what it is. Yeah.
So obviously these are like really, really close. What the hell is that? Oh, I got the crazies in again.
Right. Yeah. Good lord.
I'm sure they were in the last one.
I think they
banging
were.
on about something. How do I?
Boot people?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Couldn't tell you, mate. Not sure.
I'll have to do it on YouTube, I think. But
yeah, more than likely.
I think I'm gonna leave the live stream there. We've done plenty.
Yes, well, you've done a bit of cleaning, mate, a bit of maintenance.
We'll come back when.
Had a lot of questions as well, which was nice.
Yeah.
To get through a lot of stuff. Roma saying it looks spot on. I'm guessing he's on about that rifle, but yeah, it does.
Yeah. I did the little bit on the. That's the actual OD green, actually. In fact, it's not far off. So this is more like a brownish.
Yeah.
When you look at it like that, in that camera angle, it looks identical, so I might be talking crap. Because like you look at the cover on the scope there, on the red dot sight and the grip, and it looks exactly the same. So perhaps I am talking crap.
Well, no, the thing is with cameras and stuff, it always looks odd. But yeah, when you look at it through different things, it's always different.
See if I can get rid of this crazy dude.
Big G says, how does that fella manage to pop up in every live video I watch?
Oh, it's just one after the other, isn't it?
At least it's not like it was before, so it was nice, you know. It's been alright. Yeah, we've had quite a lot of people watching today. It's been nice. A lot of questions. Bit of a laugh.
Let me just see if I can, while we're on stream, I can get rid of this crazy person. How would I do it?
You'd have to do it for YouTube, I should imagine, rather than Streamlabs.
So I'm not very tech minded.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have the potato.
You have the potato.
I have potato.
Oh, someone's actually commented, "Piss off, religion is a lie. Airsoft is real, however," and it's like held for review. Let me show that.
Oh right. Oh dear. Declan says, "Been fun. We'll definitely try and tune into the next one. What times or days do you stream?" We haven't quite figured this out, have we?
Yeah.
Like, we haven't fully decided.
Oh, I can hide.
Zero says, "Another great show. Thanks, gentlemen. No problem. Thank you for coming and joining in and just watching and having questions as well. It's always welcome."
Right, that person should be gone now.
Thank you, Tom.
Bye, have a great time.
Love it.
Who's attract the crazies? Do you want to hear a weird story before I go? I once got added to this group on Facebook, and this group on Facebook was full of hundreds, if not like thousands of people, and the group was called James Parker's of the World, and someone out there with the same name as me and many other people
literally just been searching for people,
went out on the internet and found every James Parker on Facebook and added them into this group. And it was kind of like a surreal experience where you're like, whoa, what's going on? Where's this going to go? And then we had this really...
Cheers everyone commenting and saying goodbye.
Yeah, we had this...
See you on the next one.
really, like, devout
very odd
Christian religious guy that was, like, doing videos on this group, like, repent your sins and you're all crazy and you're going to hell and this, that and the other. And it killed it. It killed it. Yeah. But, yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Still on.
Crazy guy's gone. Yeah, pops on stream. Being fun, we'll definitely try to tune into the next one. What times of days you stream? I usually do it on a Saturday, but I didn't do it on Saturday just gone because
you're at a game, weren't you?
I was at a game, so yeah, I was absolutely knackered when I got back. Another great show, thanks gentlemen. Look forward to the next
all
one.
Alone here on my own.
Baby's waking up, guys. Catch you next time. Night, I'll speak to you tomorrow, James. Thanks for the stream, guys. No problem, guys. Again, just a quick, like a techie thing. People seem to prefer to watch this than the gaming stuff that we do, but perhaps when we come back on,
right, so.
I'll have Cerakote the KWAs and we can reassemble them and see how cool they look. So we'll sign off there. Thanks for tuning, guys. We'll see you in the next one.